But let's start. Let's not waste time. So anyone, I'll tell the gaze chart, then I'll request someone who has not signed up to go ahead and share the screen so that I can make you explain how to do a sign up, and then we can talk about the custom visuals and how to go online and have the workbooks. Ankita, all right. So I'll call you Ankita. So in Gauge chart, what is required, Sanjeet, is what was happening. Typically, Gauge chart requires what? It requires the value that you want to show and the target. So like how the gauge is, right? It is going to, as the value is reaching or increasing or decreasing, the the hand kind of moves, which is more visible in this one. You see the black one?
Yes.
So in this case, we are saying this is my target, and the orange is what we have achieved.
Got it.
Okay. Now, when this is put over here, when you're dropping, okay, my total sales is there, but total sales is coming for which month? All the months combined.
Right.
Right. And the target that we are putting is for the previous month.
Okay.
Correct. So it's going to be a mismatch. So
Yes.
we also want the sale to be of the last month, just like how previous month is going to get pulled.
Okay.
So in order to do that, over here, we are putting a filter. Now, which month we want? We want the last month. So how do we get the last month? I have put start of month, right? I want the top one. So think about start of month is 1st of January, say 1st of Feb, 1st of March, April, and so and so forth. Going towards the last one, which is I think June or July. Correct?
What do you mean by last month?
So for example, over here, this is the start of month. This is the column called start of month. At the very bottom, you will see which month? The last month.
Yeah, June, July, right?
It is June 2017 is the last month.
Okay, fine.
Now on this gauge, I want 1st June 2017.
Oh,
correct?
Right. Yes, yes, yes.
So what we are saying, we don't want all the months. We want the latest month.
Okay.
Right?
Fine.
And the latest month is which one? The one over here we have put that I want top one by latest. Latest startup date. Latest startup date will put June and it will pick only one item from it. And that's how we are able to do for that last month.
All right. So your total sale is of the last month, right?
Yes, right.
And against the target, which is the previous
Again
month.
for last month. Yes, correct.
Fine. Now got it.
Okay, because if you don't do this,
Yes.
right, what happens is that you will be doing a manual work of saying, okay, June is my last month this time, right? Now, if the data is updated, June may not be the last month anymore. But since we have applied this kind of filter that it is going to pull from a field, give me the top and based on the latest. So whichever is the latest month that will show up over here.
All right. So every time it will automatically.
Yes, automatically
Exactly.
understand the last month. Correct.
Fine. Thank you.
All right. All right. Ankita, can I request you to share your screen, please? Okay, so Ankita, open a new Power BI desktop, like click, open the app. So get started, click on get started. So in the collaborate one, you have to say get started, enter your email address. Now this email address can be of your organization or can be of your school. So it cannot be a Gmail, Yahoo email address. So since you all are working professionals, you can put Genpact's email address. Continue.
So Ishani, shall we do it side by side?
Yes, everybody can do side by side. So I'll wait. I'll wait till this part. Everyone please sign in like this. Hold on, Ankita.
Hi, Shani. Hi, Vinay. Sorry,
Hi, Faisal. Yes, you're late. So we are trying to do the sign up, Faisal.
Sign up
for online, Power BI online.
okay.
So
Shall
open
I-
a new workbook, open a new workbook
Okay.
of Power BI, and where in the middle it says collaborate, get started, click on get started, put your email ID of Genpact, and then this is the screen you should be on.
Okay,
Ishani?
but I'm using my personal laptop, so
It doesn't matter which laptop you guys are using. It does not allow you to create an account until and unless it's a work email ID or it's your student email ID.
okay,
It doesn't allow you to make on a personal email account.
okay.
Sorry, I also joined late. So once we are on the Power BI page, so what should we click on the home page?
Thank you, Ankita. So redoing it. So once you open your Power BI, in the middle you see collaborate and share,
Yes.
right? So we are going to click on get started. Put your email address, the company's email address, not your personal email address.
Ishani, if you are not on the first page from the file, we can go it directly on sign. It's giving the same, yeah.
Same thing. Okay, do that. And then continue. Ronnie, mute yourself, please.
Sorry.
Then it's going to take you in a sign in. Oh, you guys will have to do sign in like this. Oh, you have your OHR IDs, and right? These you already have.
Yes, we do have.
I was thinking it will happen something like this.
And that's
Yeah,
the
this
end of
is-
the story.
Of the page. Yeah.
Everybody needs rights for it.
Same here, Ishani.
Same here. Even if you guys are using Genpact's laptop, that's why it's happening. But if you were not on your Genpact's laptop, this would not have come.
No, it's
It's come. This window is coming
in my personal laptop.
personal laptop.
Yeah,
On your
personal.
personal laptop, this is coming. How would they? I don't. On personal, why would Genpact thing come up?
No, so Ishani, what's happening is the moment you try to log in through the OHR ID and the password, it's actually redirecting that account to Genpact's server. So that's where it is getting logged, because we don't have access to access for the external application like this until unless we have an approval. So IT will not allow this.
No, but tell me one thing. If you're putting your Genpact's email ID on your personal systems,
Right, but
does it still prompt you to put the
yes,
that ID?
Yes.
yeah, it will ask. It will ask.
So there's no way out, basically. No issues. We'll just do a demo of what it looks like. Thank you, Ankita.
For Genpact users, laptop, it will be fine.
For Genpact?
Genpact laptop users, it's fine because I have already signed in.
Anybody who is on Genpact's laptop?
Yeah,
But
they
no,
will,
you
it
might
will
have
allow.
permission.
I did it.
Yeah, it will allow. Genpact laptops will allow because they are already on the Genpact laptop, and that app is already assigned to them. It has been already approved.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have an approval, then again, being on Genpact laptop might also not help you.
Right, right.
That's okay. That's okay.
That is the issue with me.
That's okay. Can't do anything about it.
So Shweta can share her screen so that we can.
Uh-huh.
No, I will share my screen. I also have it.
Okay.
I have a
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
better.
me, it was like 6-7 months back only. It was I installed it and I signed in. That's it. So I don't know what was the approval or anything else.
That's okay. That's okay. Not rocket science. Once you get an access, you can do it over there. Not too much. Even in my version, I would not be able to show too much. Hold on 1 second. I was trying to upload. I'm going to upload a new data set. If you all can download it from the LMS. Sorry, I got caught in a lot of things yesterday and I was not able to send you anything. In
I
the
also-
dataset part, I'm going to add another data set, which is for Kickstart projects. And please download this data set. All right, publishing it. I'll need it for one of the visualization because the other data set is not great for that. Maheshwar, were you able to sign up over here?
I think yes, because on the app on the top, my name is showing you. You need to say in the
Yes.
Power BI app.
Yeah. 1 second. I need to enroll you for it.
So Ishan, you need to download Kickstart project.
Yeah. Now, when you sign in, you should be able to get an access to this one.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so while you guys are downloading, few things like quickly go through it. Number one, like I was telling you, few interesting charts that are available. One is our waterfall chart. Anybody who knows what is the purpose of a waterfall chart? What does it help us to do? Waterfall charts?
Never used it, Shani.
Never used it. Okay. So basically, the main purpose of a waterfall chart is somebody has step-by-step progression. Yes, step-by-step progression is there, or very simple to understand. So, for example, let's say if I when I click on this chart, what are the things it requires? It requires what is the category, what is the breakdown, what is the value. Now, let's say I want to understand how the profit has been. So I'm going to drop the total profit in the value. And I want to break it down based on, let's say, based on the date. And in date, I want basically the, not the month and the day, but the quarter and the year. Okay. So if the quarter and the year, hold on. So now what is showing it to me is the total profit is this much. This is my total profit column. And it is giving me a breakup of how we arrived at this total profit. So for each year, each quarter, this has been the contribution that has been there. all of them are positive profits. That's why all of them are starting from, like, if this is the line, everything is above and is green. So it's getting added on. But if there were any profits which were negative for a certain quarter, it would also be going down, right? And it would turn itself red in color. So basically, what we can understand is the least contribution was in quarter 4 2015. The maximum contribution to the total profit was in 2017 quarter 2. So this gives you kind of a breakup of your entire value that you're trying to show to the end user. This could be profit, it could be sales, it could be the number of products. Let's say we started with a quantity of 1000. Over a period of time in each month, how much we sold and what is the end that we have. So these kind of things we can show in the waterfall charts. They are called waterfalls because they give the effect of a waterfall in look and feel. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, Ishani.
Yeah.
Yes, Ishani.
So this is your waterfall chart. Then we have these funnel charts also.
So Isani, if
Yes.
the profit is negative for a particular year, so how it will appear here?
See, if this is the axis, it'll be below the axis. Okay. Let me see if I can do one thing. Let's see for a certain.
Sunny, how have you break down the quarter part?
It breaks down by itself. Like what I have done is, hold on one second. Let me see if any of the regions have negative. We can show that. No, this definitely doesn't have anything negative in it. No negative profit. This company is doing pretty well.
I can see 2 Excel in Kickstart projects. I have to download both of them, right?
Say that again.
I see Kickstart project. There are 2 Excel file. I have to download
Yes.
both of them. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't have any negative data to show how the negative would appear. So basically, if this is the line, right? Like say, this is the baseline for quarter 3 2016, right? If this was negative profit, it would come downwards and it would be red in color. And then this becomes the baseline, and from there, the next profit would have shown up. Is it making sense? Because what is happening, this is the total. So how did we achieve this total? We had quarter 1. So this becomes the base. On that, quarter 2 got added. This becomes the base. On that, quarter 3 got added. This becomes the base. And if it was negative, it would go down. And wherever it ends, that becomes the base for the next quarter.
Okay.
Guys,
makes sense.
Sitaram, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. All right. So this is your waterfall chart. Now comes the funnel chart. Funnel charts are these. These are the funnel charts. These are typically used when you want to show how a particular thing as like a component of it, what percentage, how the flow is of a value. So again, let's say if I put, what do I need over here? I need the group and the value. So let's say if I put category name over here and I put quantity. So what it is showing us, 58K is the maximum, which is of accessories, right? And after that, 58, then 14K is of bikes, and then 12K is of clothing. So this is not a very good example. Like I showed you initially also, this is not a very good example, but it would look nice if we could have seen, for example, like when we do our marketing lead sales funnel, So we have that, okay, we got total of, let's say 500 leads. Out of that 500 leads, let's say 100 are the ones we were able to talk to, 100 are cold, 100 are not responded, 10 said, no, we are not interested. So it kind of gives us a breakup of those 500. So that is what a typical funnel chart is meant for. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, could you please repeat, Ishani?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can draw on my screen. Just give me a minute. I need the pen. All right. So for example, so the funnel chart looks something like this. So let's say this is, I've got, let's say 500 leads. Out of this 500, what is the status of the leads? So it would break it out saying, okay, let's say 100 is where we got a positive response, right? Out of this 150 is where we were able to, let's say second meeting was arranged. Out of this, then let's say 20 are the ones which closed. And this is, it's a typically market funnel that I've created over here. So it just tells you the breakup of all this, how it is flowing and what component of which part is in various stages of the marketing. So this is what a typical funnel chart is used for. Now it makes sense. These are total leads. Let's say total leads that we've got. My handwriting is very bad. Okay, so that is what a funnel chart looks like. Now, apart from these, we also have, if you click over here, once you've logged in, so since you're not logged in, you would not be able to have this. But when you click over here, it asks for get more visuals. So once we get more visuals, it opens a whole new world where a lot of templates have been created. These are all templates that are there, right? Like there are bullet charts, there are heat maps, there are Gantt charts, something that is not there. And this is a very good feature of Power BI that I like. Templates are already pre-made. In Tableau, we don't have such wonderful facility. Templates are not that easy to use. So there are chord charts, the various type of charts are there. So just to give you a demonstration of one of it, let's say like yesterday, I was talking to you about Sankey charts. So when I click on Sankey, this Sankey chart is there. I can click on it. I can add it. And once you add it, it will show up over here. See this one over here. But one thing you have to remember, when you are downloading it, it is only downloaded for this Power BI file. It's not that you all the time your Power BI is going to have the Sankey chart. It is only downloaded for this particular file. So how to use these templates? For example, we are using the Sankey chart. So it's good to know what the chart, how it works, right? So once you click over here, again, just like any other chart that you have, it is going to show you what is the source, what's the destination, and what's the weight. What does it mean? Let's say I want to understand for the various categories that I have, which category is selling more in which country. So in source, I want to put my category name. In destination, I want to put my country name, or let's put region, not to make it too dense. And for weightage, I want to put my quantity. So now what this is showing me is the maximum quantity sold is for which item? Clothing, bikes, or accessories?
Accessories.
It is an accessory. Second is bikes, then is clothing. And now it is telling me the flow, in the sense accessories are sold where the maximum? Southwest. That's a thickest line. So the thickness of the band shows the volume. So Southwest, it is selling the most in Australia, then Northwest, then Canada, then United Kingdom, Germany, and France. And the thinner the band is, let's say, for example, these are very thin lines. So these three regions that are there, this is where minimum accessories are being sold. Right? Similarly, for the bikes, this is the thickest band. So the bikes are sold most in Australia. Right? Clothing is sold most in Australia. So using this, we are able to kind of, what decomposition tree does. This looks a little different than the decomposition tree, but this is complicated also. Like if I give it to an end user, not all the end user can identify what this is. So when you're picking all these fancy charts, please understand who you are catering to. If it's a analyst team you are catering to, people who understand data, people who understand visualization, then this is a good chart. But if you're showing it to an end user who has never worked with data and he just wants a dashboard from your end to understand his data better, then this is a bad chart. This is not going to help him. This is going to confuse him further. Right? And the reason I was not picking up the countries, look what happens. I'm going to pick countries which is more than the region. Oh, how come it's less than the regions? It shows lesser than the regions. Continents are even better. So lesser the density of the data, the charts also will give you more information as compared to when it's more dense. So you can pick up the visualizations from here and plot it. Got it?
Yes, yes. So, Shadi, I've heard that, I mean, somewhere I've read that there are animation charts also. What are the uses of animation charts, if in case?
See, all these things, to be honest, is not used in the corporate world at all. So they are, all the charts are there. And all, like I said, even these charts are there. But end users are business users in our cases. Like, for example, people who you will be catering to are business users rather than people who are into visualizations, right? So to them, we need to simplify the visuals. The more animated you make it, the more fancy you make it, the less chances of it to be understood is there. So I was taking one batch from US MIS group only, but their US group was there in Genpact itself. And when I showed this, there was a guy called Luke and he said, you know what, I can't send this to anyone because nobody's going to understand what is going on in this chart. I'd rather send a bar chart and a pie chart and a column chart that makes more sense. So there are variety. There's a lot of variety over here. There are word clouds, there are lipstick charts, bar and bar chart, name it, and people have created crazy things in the visualization. But like I said, I'll let our focus be on something which my business users can understand.
Ishani, what I didn't understand the question of Sanjeet. Is she talking about the animated chart?
Animated charts which are having like a video kind of a thing where things are moving in your charts, not a stagnant one.
Is there something in Power BI or any place? Is there something like that? I never heard about that.
They are. It is there, but like I said, I'm not going to put time into it. The reason is very simple.
Yes, I will do my research at my end.
Yes, for business users, they are not used.
Yeah, I think for these kind of chart might help build a digital twin for a process where the problem lies in the process.
Anyway, like if it's not a, I can show you a few examples on LinkedIn also people have posted, but a lot of people, most people are not going to understand what is showing in that particular chart. So I would say they are good to know, but not for practice.
And I thank Sanjeet to sharing that information. I would do some research.
You're welcome.
All right.
Sunny, can you
Yes.
give a small example of Sanjeet said?
No,
Not now.
not now. It's already 2:34. This is my last session. No, I would do something which is more fruitful right now.
Okay.
I'll try to send a link or try to put some link on the LMS for you to go through the videos. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can do that. Let me put it up over here very quickly. Examples of animation.
And Ishani, can you please also put the final PPT? This has breakdown of the pages if we can have,
Sure.
the whole.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you, Shani.
Yeah, I've put in my reminder, so hopefully I'll get to it. Okay, now I would want you to open that file. So I'm closing this Power BI file because what I want to show you next cannot happen on this data. So I have sent you this file, which is Kickstarter. I don't know if anybody has heard about this name Kickstarter.
No.
No. So basically, what is Kickstarter? There's a website. I can see animated bar, chart trace, and get more visuals. Yes, you will find all the fancy things over there, Shweta. But again,
yeah.
but the challenge becomes when you're using all these templates is to understand the template also. Half the time, you're just clicking and hoping it works. So there's a lot of things in the back end that we'll do. Okay, so what is this Kickstarter project? Let me explain you the data because this is a different data set altogether. So Kickstarter is a website that is there on which if you are going to open up let's say a startup, you can put in your information over there and you can request for funding from people. Okay, so this has a data set about 3,74,000 rows of data. A lot of you are going to complain my Power BI is stuck today. And what information it has is of ID. So each startup that is launched has a particular ID followed by the name it has, which category it belongs to, which subcategory it belongs to, in which country it was requested, what was the launch date, what was the deadline, what was the goal. Goal is as in I wanted $1,000 for my startup. And how much was given to me is 625. So obviously my goal was not met. And backers are basically the number of people who have contributed this 625. And what is the state? Failed or successful. Is this data clear? So Kickstarter is a website which helps people to put up their ideas about their startup, and they have to talk about their startup and they are asking for money. Then there are people who are investors, they are putting in money in their businesses. So that comes as pledged. Goal is what I've requested. Backers are the number of investors in that particular startup. And then there are various states that the startup is. It can be cancelled, like it started, but then nothing went on. It failed, it's live, it has been successful, or it has been suspended.
Basically, it's Shark Tank.
Like Shark Tank, exactly. It's like
So
Shark Tank.
Shani,
Yes.
this goal, pledge, and bakers, they are numbers.
Goal, these are amounts, right? This is like say $1,000, 80,000 US. Pledged is again amount. These are amount. Goal and pledged is amount. Backer is
Backers
the
number.
Correct.
What is the
Alright.
difference between goal and pledge? Sorry.
Goal and pledged is I want $1,000, but I got $625,000. So it was short by a certain amount.
And backers are the investors.
Number of investors, yes. So like this guy wanted 1,500, he got 2,000. 163 people successful. Okay. Now Power BI has this awesome thing. It's got some AI component into it, artificial intelligence component put inside it. And it has got this thing called top influencer. Okay, so I'm going to get data, and this time I'm going to get this Kickstarter data. If you want to open up a new file and get this Kickstarter data, please don't add this into the existing Power BI because that data is very different from this. There's no relationship between both of them. And this is a CSV file. So I'm going to connect to the CSV file.
That is why I was thinking why it's not in Tableau.
It is not?
It's a CSV file, right?
It's a CSV file, yeah. So the two files you have, one has the data and one is the data dictionary. Data dictionary is basically the file that helps you to understand the data. And we are going to load. Let me know once you've loaded the data. It
So
might
do-
take time depending on how your system is, how much free space is there in your system, because the larger data set as compared to the other one. Yes, Sajid.
So do we have to load both the files?
No. One is for our understanding. The dictionary is for your understanding what the data is all about. Like I verbally explained it to you. That's like a
Yes.
written material on what the data is.
Okay.
So Ishani, we have to again start the new Power BI and we have to upload
Exactly.
them.
Yes. This is a new Power BI file itself.
Okay.
So which one we have to upload, Ishani, now?
The one which is only the data, not the dictionary one.
Mm-hmm.
And Ishani, we need to load or click on transform data.
No transformation. We'll just load it. I think I've cleaned it up and I had kept it. I've decreased the number of data sets also. It was a huge file. It was in GB. I made it MB. So this was a huge file.
Thank you, Ishani. Otherwise, our system would crash.
Yeah, my system was also not taking it. It went for a toss and like reducing in terms of months. Lot of data cleaning at, like, in the sense reduction had to be not cleaning. A lot of reduction I had to do to upload it properly and make it useful for my classes. What am I doing?
Ishani, from the get data part, we have to choose the all or we have to choose the file of text CSV.
CSV.
What is it that we are going to learn from this?
We are going to use this thing called key influencers. How do they work?
Key influencer. Okay.
Yep. So there are a few things like key influences is there. Then you have something called Q&A that is there. These are all, they fall under the key influencer, decomposition tree, and your Q&A pretty much falls under something called AI component of Power BI, which is artificial intelligence. So it does a lot of regression. These are statistical models are built into it, right? So all these statistical models, without us knowing the statistics, are running behind. A lot of regression models are running behind. And they give us an output, and very interesting output, very fast output.
Loading done, Ishan.
Done. Others, let me know, please.
Yeah, done, Ishani.
I'm also done.
Ishani, is just have to do the load or transform?
No transformation, only loading.
Okay.
All right. Now, click on this key influencer over here. Now, what does a key influencer really do? What is the use of this visualization for us? This kind of visualization helps us to understand the success or failure of a particular variable. So, for example, over here in this database, we have got something called a state. Remember? The state is of the state of the project. Now I have so much database, 3 lakh rows of data I have of various countries and various categories, subcategory, and all these variables are there. Now I want to understand, using this data set and using this visualization, what contributes to a success of a startup. Okay. How or what are the variables that are affecting my success rate? Is it the category which affects? Is it the country it is launched is affecting, or is it the goal or the pledge? What the number of
Goal or
factors,
pledge.
what is getting affected? Got it? Okay, so that is what we are trying to do. So typically it is done for something which is Boolean, true or false. It is working, it is not working. Working, why is it working? Not working, why is it not working? That's why I could not use it in the other data sets, because there was no relationships like that which would say, yes, it is getting sold or not sold. We are not evaluating anything of that sort. So over here, first thing I'm going to put is in the key influencer, what do I want to analyze? I want to analyze the state. So I'm going to drag the state in analyze. Now, as soon as you do that, it is going to ask you over here, what influences this state to be, and it's created a drop down of all the possible outputs or all the possible choices we have in that particular column. So we have cancelled, failed, live, successful, suspended. We want to understand what is going on with the successful ones. Okay. And then it says explain by. What do you want to explain by? What do we want to explain it by? Let's say if I click on number of backers, so it's running its analysis. And now what it is giving you as an output is if the backers are more than 745, the number of backers are more than 75 on a startup, the chances or the likelihood of it is being successful is 4.66 times X. Okay. Plus it's giving you this one also, that 6 or less. This is 6 to 11. This is the case 11 to 17. This is a case. So it has created kind of a bins, and it is showing you, except for this value, if you look at it, this is the average of first 4 bins. So these 3 are above average for the first 4 bins, and this is the highest one. So that is why it is coming as 4.66 times X. Is this clear?
I have added this state in analyze and explain by the
What are you trying to analyze? It is, the name of this visualization is top influencer. Okay. What does it mean? It means if a project is successful, that's what I put there. What do I want to analyze? I want to analyze the state of a project.
Yes, yes.
Which
So
state?
that point I got, but the moment I drag the field in the analyze and explain, I don't see this bar chart in my
What do you look? What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at balls, green ball, and that except
This,
everything
the
except
left
this
part?
Yeah, the left part. Yeah.
You're not able to see the one on the right.
Yes, this one. Do I have to click anything? Oh, now I got it.
Mine also.
I think I have to click on the this 4.6 is blue ball. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So, yes.
Now it says, so if the backers are more than 45, then it can happen. What else do you think can contribute to a success of a startup? What else do you think could be a field that we should analyze it on? Huh? Category. So I can pick category also. So now it has backer and category. So category is an influencer, but it's on number 2. Stop number is still your backers. If your backers are more than 45, then the chances of it being successful is 4.66. And if the category is theater, then your chance of successful is 1.69. So it's not that if you put through category, if category was more important factor in success of a startup, then it would have come up automatically. But over here, it's still that number of backers are important. How about if I put country also? So you can put, a lot of things into it, and it is giving still backer is the number 1, theater is number 2, dance is number 3, backer 17 to 45 is number 4, and there's a whole list of understanding. So Hong Kong in country, if it's in Hong Kong, then 1.35% more chances of getting successful. Understood? So this is what your top influencers do, and which is very interesting because this kind of study to do, a lot of statistics is involved in the back end. A lot of regression models are running and getting you the answer. So it's kind of.
Can you repeat once this last part?
Yes, even these category, theater and dance.
So basically, let's say we want to analyze the success. Now you have a lot of things over here, right? We had the categories, we had the number of backers, we had which country, the gold money, right? So if I want to say, okay, let me see which subcategory leads to success. So I can drop in subcategory, right? So if it's from textiles, the chances of it to be successful is more, right? So I can do it either one by one, or I can mix and match. So I can say I want to analyze by country also, by category also, by number of backers also, and by goal also. So I put all of them over here now. Right? And now this is mixed the effect of all your variables, all your fields, and putting on the top what is more important. Is it clear?
It shows that still the backers is more important.
Yes, according to this, whether it's a United States or it's in Hong Kong, whether it's comic or it's theater, those are important, but not the most important influencing factor. If we are able to get more than 45 people as our backers, then the
Put the
chances of
pledge
my
as
startup
well.
is higher.
It's obvious also, right?
It's not obvious. Why is it obvious?
It's like
investors
I
are
think
more.
investors are more. So the smooth functioning of
So you feel that if there are more investors, the startups never fail.
no, it doesn't have to like
execution.
there are different factors also, but
According to this
course.
data, yes, it is not like that. But how many number of backers?
Okay,
Could you
yeah,
have
that's
found out
important.
that? That's also
Yes,
important, right?
That's important.
That's also important. More than 45. So over here, you see there are a lot of things. So more than 45, or it's categories theater or dance, or backers 70. So you know that this has kind of ranked them. And see, goal is also there. If the goal is 48, 50 or less, then the chances of it being successful is more.
Put the pledge as well, because in that case, pledge will be the more influential factor.
You're just having fun with it now. So now the pledge money, if the pledge money is more than 24696, then the chances is higher.
So basically this chart is giving us a component of a success.
Yes.
Sort of.
Yes.
So if I am getting success in a project, whether it is because of the backers or the amount of the contribution or pledge or anything. So this is giving the reason why that is.
Correct. It is helping us to analyze our data in a much, much deeper depth and understanding what exactly influences the output.
Okay. Had I know this chart before, I might have applied it to my matrix, performance matrix.
What is affecting my performance?
So, Ishani,
Yes.
what is difference? We can use also forecast chart here.
How? What is there to forecast in this?
We are doing here forecasting, right?
We are not doing any forecasting here. Forecasting, yes, you're doing a forecasting in terms of how much percentage you are saying will the chances of the successful project is there, yes. But in like what are you mixing it with? Forecasting, this forecasting that we did with the line chart?
Yes.
See, line chart forecasting is your only time series analysis that run in the back end, and over there you need a component of time over there, days, time kind of a thing, on basis of which it forecasts.
Okay.
Okay. Over here, nothing, I did not drop any date in here.
Okay.
The other model would require a date or a time to be there to forecast.
So we are forecasting.
So we
here.
should not forecast. We should use the word prediction. This is helping us to, this is predictive modeling.
Okay.
Okay, when you say forecasting, forecasting is typically time series. Time series means there has to be a component of date or time in it.
Okay.
You know, all the businesses, and Genpact does it a lot because, you know, we have been closely associated with Genpact with a fairly long time. There are people who are building models. For example, let's say Genpact is helping any of the bank. Now they are coming up with a marketing campaign for the bank. Now, who should they market? It's kind of a profile they have to come up with. So based on the past date of the bank, of who are the past customers of the bank, we pull all the data and then we create a ideal profile saying, okay, this is the ideal profile of a customer who is more likely to accept the card, credit card. And that's where the marketing campaign is focused. right? So all the previous data, what they're doing predictions over there, that who is more likely to take up a card. And all these models come with, obviously, there has to be some kind of confidence that, okay, 80%, 90%, this model is going to run properly.
Yeah, that was my question, that how accurate it is based on, I mean, I understand that it's on a data which is fed to it.
Right. So accuracy in this particular thing is not reported. So even I would not know how much, what accuracy it is running on.
I just
But
want to know
these are
where the accuracy goes off. I mean, for what reason?
See, it's a human behavior, right? It's impossible to run a human behavior. I think any predictions that people had done for 2020 went for a toss. And anytime now, if I take up a past 5 years data, we can't really run any kind of analysis on past 5 years data because there is a big, 2 years.
There is a big gap.
Unexpected external environmental factor that was plugged in.
Yes.
So all these things, then people will have to decide, when they're doing the analysis, what to consider, what to give, like let go of, and then do the predictions. Okay. So I find this very interesting because I see the accuracy, the speed, it's a phenomenal on how these models are running. And trust me, to run a regression model is not easy. And to know the statistics behind it, it's not easy. At least I have never been able to finish it off. I always think I'll finish that component of analytics also and try to do some statistical modeling. I've never found it very interesting. I find too much work in it. So I resort to things like Power BI and Tableau where things are already plugged in. I don't know what is running in the backend. Like the models, I don't need to know. I just need to know it's what output it's going to give me. So that's my primary focus. Okay, another thing over here is your Q&A. So what this Q&A does is, so if I click on this Q&A, so over here, it gives you few questions by default. Like if you click on all suggestions, so based on the data that you have, it'll give you what are the kind of things you can get. Like for example, compare goals and backup. Not all the things over here is going to make sense, to be honest. Like, do you think comparing goal and backers would make sense? What was the goal? What was it like goal and backer? If I click on it, it'll quickly create a visualization for me. It's just showing this is a goal, this is a backer, right? So it may make sense, it may not make sense to click on any question, but what this really helps us to do is, if you type any questions just like in English, okay, for example, compare what you said, goal, and it's going to help you also pledged, right? Then yes, it can help you to give those numbers, and then let's say if you want to create any kind of visualizations from it, you can. Okay, and I could have also written over here. So let's say Q&A.
We can create inside
country by. So you're thinking, it's like, how sometimes I tell the candidates, your softwares can't read your mind. But this software was designed to read your mind. So you are, it's like country-wise, goal, and pledged.
Yes,
right?
quite
So
interesting.
as in when you're writing it, things are going on, and let's say if I put this over here, it has only worked with pledged. Where did it eat up my goal? Hold on. Somewhere I should not have used the word wise. That's why it was turning red. Country, goal, and pledged. Right? So it is showing you a scatter plot in which it is showed, okay, this is the goal, this is a pledged, what is going on in the country. Or
so
if I change
automatically
this,
select charts.
Chart, you will have to still put some intelligence into it, but it does the basic dropping of the fields into it based on the question you're asking.
Okay.
Okay, you don't have to worry where should what fall. Automatically, country-wise goal and pledge just come over here.
That's why you taught this in the last only. Because it's so
That's
easy.
why
It's so easy.
it is easy, but then this is still better because at
Yes.
least you have to give a thought to what you want to write. That has to be there. But this is phenomenal because all the time I keep telling people your tools can't read your mind, your tools can't read your mind. They can't understand English. But if you put a simple English over here, it's converting into a useful visualization for you. Interesting, right? So that's why all these things fall under your AI, your decomposition tree, your Q&A, and your top influencer. All of them fall under the umbrella of AI of Power BI.
Ishani, can we edit this question in order to make another? I mean, if I have to update the question, like previously we have entered goal and pledge by country. We can edit that. We can edit that question.
I don't. Let's say, yeah. You click on it again, and then what do you want to add now?
You can edit.
That's nice. I was thinking, we are not able to edit it. It's a one-time jump. Okay, that's good.
Pretty cool feature. And it, once you are dropping this thing, this also gives you suggestions, by the way. Total goal over time, what it has been, Then if I want to put on a line chart, like I said, charts, this is a line chart only. The charts would come from you. Still, it would come from you only, that what is there and what should not be there. But this is giving us the launched, let's say, date hierarchy. If I convert into an if I convert into year and month. Now this is giving me based on year and month what has been the goal that has been put by various startups. So these kind of things. And if I put categories, then you can modify also. Once a basic chart is there, then you can keep on modifying. Okay, this looks bad. Remove. All right. So that's about it. No, two more things. Not that's about it. Hold on. Two more things. Any question on this? Did you guys try it? Please try both the features. I'll take extra 15 minutes if you guys don't mind today. It's a last class for Power BI.
Can you one more chart explain? Gantt chart?
Gantt chart is not an inbuilt chart over here, but Gantt charts are typically used for planning, project planning kind of a thing. So it is not an inbuilt chart. You will have to again get it from your custom visualization.
So can you give us one example, short example?
You need, see, all these data sets require, all these charts require data. A data has to be there. Gantt chart.
What is purpose of Gantt chart? Means
Gantt charts are basically used for project planning. I have a Gantt chart with me. I can show it to you. Let's see. This is a Gantt chart. This is what you see is a Gantt chart.
it's on Excel. Okay. I also created a Gantt chart in Excel, but
creating it in, if you've created in Excel, Excel requires much more energy than any other tools that you know. If you know the basic purpose and you have the right data set, you can create it on these tools also, right? It's not a part of your normal charts. So if you go to get more visuals,
okay.
Gantt chart would be there. So just go over here and type in Gantt chart. See?
So what does
so
it
many types of Gantt charts are there. So like I said, it talks about, it illustrates the project timelines and what it is typically used for. That if I have a project, since I was a civil engineer, I've made a lot of Gantt charts. So if you have a project and there are different, what you call tasks to get to that project, then and there is a dependency on one process on another chart. So we had to create, as a part of our project management, we had to create Gantt charts to see start and end and overlapping and do the resource planning based on that. But for you guys, I don't know, unless you're handling a larger project and there are multiple, you know, phases or steps into it, you guys, I don't know if you require a Gantt chart or not.
All right.
I don't know what did you use for. It's typically project planning. That's what I've seen in my career throughout. It's used for project planning.
Yes, we do use for just like certain dates to be completed as in some amount of time. Then we have used this chart.
But it has to be related to one single project in multiple steps.
Yes.
And one step having dependency on the other. Then it makes sense to put a Gantt chart. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, it's a task list like I have with me. To-do list.
Done, Ishani.
Done?
Yeah.
Ishani, can you please show again the Q&A? The first one. I have put goal and pledge, but no pie chart has come.
Compare.
It's okay. I have written compare goal and pledged. Now, what do you click so that the pie chart comes?
Oh, you have to click on the bar chart. All right.
Yes, done, sir.
Okay. Two more things, and then, like I said, I'll take another 5-10 minutes only, not much. There is something called role level security. When you start working on your projects, probably someone is going to use this word, and I don't want you to be clueless of what it means. What do you mean by role level security is that I have a larger amount of data set, and I move back to this data right now. Because over here, I have my bookmarks, my dashboards are there. So what is this row level security? For example, we have already created this dashboard, right? And this dashboard is for which region? All the regions, which country? All the countries. Now, depending on who has to analyze this thing, it may be that the person should not be having an access to entire thing, but he or she should be given access to what is pertaining to their work, right? So what do you mean by row level security is that you're giving them access to a certain rows in your data, and based on which your visualizations also changes. So how we are going to do that? We are going to go to the modeling. Under modeling, where you see this man kind of a thing and a manage roles. So we will go to manage roles. So we can create roles. So let's say I want to create a role and let me call this USA. Create. No, sorry, I don't want to create this one. Delete. Yes. So to USA, which table I want to use? I want to use my territory table. And in territory table, I want to add a filter based on the country, and the value of the country has to be USA. Right? Make sure that this is exactly how the name of the country is. I think it is USA only, correct? So if this works, and let's click on save. And now what is going to happen is when I've created a role. Now over here, I can see the visibility or the security of the role. So once I click over here, role is as none. If I click USA and I click OK, now you will see all the numbers, everything would have changed to USA and it went blank. Why did it go
United
blank?
States.
Because it's not USA. That's what I was fearing. It's not United States. It is not USA, it's United States. Okay, let's go back. United States. That's it. Save. And let's try to analyze this once again. And okay. Now, whatever you are looking at is only as for USA. So this is called a row level security, and this is done by assigning roles. You can create multiple roles based on any of the criteria, filtering criteria in your data sets, and then you can assign these people different roles.
So
And there's also one option showing as a DAX.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's applying a DAX formula on top of it for filtering.
Okay.
It's
It's
a filter
applying
that
on
is
the-
being applied.
It's applying on all charts.
It is
No,
applying
it's
on all
only USA.
charts. Yes. Yes.
So Ishani, we have to manage the role and then
Yes.
select the role, right? And
Yes.
then send it across if in case we want to.
So all these roles management and who can look at your visualizations and dashboards and how you can share, that is all done in online. Okay, first we access the data, we clean the data, we transpose the data, we create new fields, then we do modeling of the data, then we create our dashboards, and then we deploy the data, the dashboards. Okay, as a part of it, you might do role management also over here.
So Ishani, I
Okay.
have a question.
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead.
Go.
Yeah, so so the end user don't have to click on anything to see the USA data. It will just show as.
So say that again. Sorry, say that again.
I mean to say that the end user do not have to click USA.
No,
to
no,
view
no.
the
No.
Right?
He doesn't have to click on USA. For him, he will only get this part of your dashboard.
Right. Okay, so we can make as a whole and then, you know, based
Assign
on
that
the
role
needs,
to the
we can
person.
assign that.
Correct. Correct.
So Ishani, my question is, can we this Q&A put it here?
What?
Q&A chart, put it here.
Anywhere. Yeah, why not?
And it's filter, all charts are filtered by the Q&A. It's possible.
So when you are writing a Q&A, what is the role of a Q&A? It is that you're writing something in English or you're asking a question to your data.
Okay.
Right? And it is returning an output to you. At the end of the day, it's also a visualization.
But I want to connect with all charts.
It is connected with all charts. Why do you think it's not connected with all charts?
Just I'm asking, it will be connect or
It
not?
will be. See, whatever you have created over here, this we have done previously also, they are all interconnected, right? If you don't want the connectivity, that's a separate thing.
Okay.
Then we have to work to remove the interconnectivity. But by default, everything is connected.
Okay.
I think the question Vivek is trying to ask is that if we manage a role wherein we only want to see the United States data, sorry, and when we are asking a question Q&A to compare it with Japan, will it show? I think that's the question, Vivek, right?
Mm,
Will it
Wait.
show? That's my question. Will it
yeah,
show?
No, it won't, because you can't compare it to anything if I have assigned you a country. Why would you be able to access the other country's data? Then you can't. But yes, if it was like a product comparison, you could do it based on the US data.
okay.
Vivek,
Okay. Fine. Understood.
all right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sanjeev, you had a question too?
No, Ishani, all good.
And this is how your online is going to look like. So these are called workspaces. Okay. So we can have reports over here if there are any, whatever files I've uploaded over here, that could be there. So for example, I have this data set ready. And once I have this ready, I can go to home and I can publish it. So once you say I want to publish it, what it typically does, it puts in your workspace on the online. So I want to put on my workspace. Like for me, it's not a licensed version of Power BI. That's why it's my workspace. But if you're going to be on Genpact's license given, you're given the license and you have that, you will have workspaces based on clients, you will have workspaces based on Genpact, and then you can assign where you want to publish it. So all your workspaces will be available. So it's not that, one thing has to be visible to all. It depends on where you're publishing it. And once you publish it, then you will be able to look at it. Okay, in my workspace, whatever is there, like this is the one that I've uploaded, 24th March, so it's now visible. Got it?
So it's kind of a group made so that everybody can see based on.
Correct. So
whoever
you
is
see,
added.
this is the dashboard that got published,
Right.
right? So everybody, whatever pages are not hidden, would be visible over here for everyone to use it. And if there is any kind of interactivity that you had over here, like for example, if I click on accessories, that interactivity is also over here. So the exploration part is still there.
Okay.
Okay.
And is there any part that I don't want to share? Where will I put that?
You can hide. You can hide your pages.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? But all this exporting and all this sharing, these all requires your Power BI Pro licenses in order to do that. If you want to share it and embed it in some website, you still need licenses for it. Okay. You can edit it.
If I click on edit, does it go to transform data?
That's the only thing. When you click on edit, what you can do is, yes, you can change the visualizations, you can work with the formatting, you can work with the values. You see the report part is there, but my modeling part is not there, my data part is not there, and transformation is not there.
So everyone can edit or only admin?
Again, you will be able to decide that.
Okay.
So how will it update?
How
How will it update?
How will it update, meaning?
Means suppose we have changes in our dashboard in Power BI, so it will be automatically updated online.
Yeah, so you just have to publish it again. That's it. Same version. Publish it again. It gets updated. See, date updated 3/24. If I do it again
Is there
tomorrow,
any-
it will.
Is there any automate option available for updating the?
I don't think so. I don't know of it. I don't know. I would be. I think you will have to publish it in order to update it.
There is a refresh option though.
Yes.
Refresh would refresh your data source and your dashboard, but would the publish part also get refreshed? That I'm
Yes,
not sure.
Vishali, yes.
Yes, it would. Online.
Yes, since it is getting uploaded to the cloud of the BI, and whenever we refresh our data set and refresh on the workspace as well, the changes do get reflected.
The published one also. Okay,
Yes.
there you go.
Yes, I tried.
So what does that mean, Ishani?
Layman terms.
Yes.
So for
because-
example, I have this Power BI file which I've already published, right? Now let's say changes are happening over here. correct? Or changes have happened in your data set by which you connected and created this dashboard. Now, did you see this
That's
refresh
all.
button over here?
Yeah.
So once you're refreshing, it does refreshing of your dashboard, that the Power BI file as well as the published file online.
Okay.
So that's what he meant.
Okay. So if in case we have a change in our data source, then what will happen?
You can refresh it. The data source, the dashboards remain as it is, and all your numbers can
Okay, just we need to refresh it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Shani, I got disconnected. Where did we publish that dashboard thing online?
So once you publish it, it gets posted in your workspaces.
And how can we publish it? Sorry.
By clicking on this button over here, publish.
Oh,
but for publishing, again, you need to have this sign
Have
up.
the sign in.
done.
Yeah. Okay.
Sign in has to be there.
So is there any way we can, create some school ID or something?
Like I don't know. To be honest, there has to be some kind of student ID or a work ID. Then only it works. It doesn't work with Gmail and Yahoo.
So we are. So Ishani, does it help that we are your students and can make some kind of
Ivy does
just a
not give any
joke.
student ID. I know, but don't worry. I think as soon as if you have understood this part and your teams are going to put you on a Power BI project, this part would be taken care by them. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're just kidding.
Yeah.
So alternate way, Ishani, I found that we create a cloud domain,
Okay.
and through that it could be work around to get into a Power BI account.
That okay. Probably you might want to share the steps in the WhatsApp group, Gunjan.
Yeah, sure, I can.
Yeah.
I use Azure account for that.
Again, when you say account in Azure, half the public you're talking to is lost.
Okay, I'll share that step if
So
anyone
you
requires.
actually have to tell, because I know when Prateek talks about cloud and all to a lot of students, they are pretty lost at that point only. They're like, given up, no app, no software, I don't know. So if you just give, you don't need to send it to me, but if you give those step by step, what do you call it, steps to the internal, the WhatsApp group that you guys have, and to say, okay, go this place, sign up in this, do this, and then you can use it, then that would really help others.
Yeah, sure.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, Gunjan.
All right, guys. So that's about it. And there was a message from Eklavya, which I was trying to read in between. Okay, so on tomorrow we start with Tableau. How many of you have already downloaded Tableau?
I have downloaded.
I have
not.
Okay, let me
Yes,
ask the
miss.
opposite. My pain area would be if you have not downloaded Tableau.
I have not downloaded.
Not downloaded?
No,
And we are starting with tomorrow.
I will download today.
Okay, and you know the link and everything?
No, I don't have link. I will take link. I will take link.
Tableau Public. Try to download Tableau Public.
Okay.
Okay, so just say Tableau Public download and you should be able to download it.
Okay.
Anybody who has Tableau Desktop with them?
I had for 14 days, Isani. In Genpact did install, then again, they are writing some other thing that licenses needs to be required if you have approval from business this. So I had for 14 days. Now I think I need to figure out something else.
That's okay. You don't need, I have both versions, so don't worry. We'll use Tableau Public. We'll use Tableau Public so that it remains common for everyone.
So Tableau
Alright.
Public does not require any license or something?
No, Tableau Public does not require any license. However, all the data, so you can't create public, you can't download or save the files like how we were doing in Power BI, right? We kept saving the files for our work. Over here, if you're using Tableau Public, you will have to upload it in their server. So nothing related to Genpact, your clients, your data should be tried and tested on Tableau Public and uploaded. Please make sure of that. Only the test data that I'm going to give to you, please only work with those data on Tableau Public so that and you can save your file. Nothing to do with Ivy's work, Genpact's work.
Okay.
All right. I
So
don't want to put
Shani-
you and myself in problem. Yes.
Shani, I am worried about that database, SQL database.
I have already spoken to Pratik. He told me a few things. I will get it sorted today itself. Don't worry. I'm on it.
Thank you.
And Monday, you will have your assessment for SQL, and there will be no Tableau session on Monday. And then we will have on Tuesday and Wednesday Tableau session for 1.5 hours. Okay, sounds good. Instead of 1 hour classes, we'll have 1.5 hour classes on Tuesdays and Wednesday. The coming week, Monday, you only have your assessment and no class.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow we dive into a new world of visualization. Very interesting software. Tableau. Tableau is also very interesting. I feel most of you are going to enjoy Tableau versus Power BI. It's relatively easier.
So Shani, when you take the assessment of
Let's keep it next Monday, if you don't mind. Like this Monday, you're already engaged with SQL. How about 4th? That works for all.
Yes, Shani.
Because for 4th, the scene is going to be that it's not going to be MCQ this time. Now it's going to be a dashboard. Probably I'll give you a picture of a dashboard, give you the data, and you have to figure out how to make it.
So you will give a new data?
Yes, I will give you a new data set.
So I
Give
hope
us in advance. Give us the data in advance.
Sure, absolutely, yes. No problem.
so. Shani, I hope you will give so easy one.
He is not anymore. Easy, yes. But I have to check that you know all the components of it also. So yes, modeling will be there, DAX would be there, visualization, different type of visualizations would be there, cards would be there. So basic components would always be
So
there.
Ishani, if in case you give the database in advance, so can we make the model in advance also?
That's up to you. That's entirely up to you.
Yeah, so that, if in case we are making any mistake, we have time to,
Sure. It's not going to be as critical as this project because over here I've given you 7-8 data files. It will be 2 to 3, max to max 4 files that I'll put for you. And from there, I'll ask you to create a dashboard. All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for giving me extra time today, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Make sure you have your softwares installed, guys. If you have any problem, please reach out to us so that we can help you out.
Okay, Shani.
All right. Thank you.
Ishani,
See
we
you
need help
tomorrow.
in regards to SQL.
Yeah, Arshit?
Hello, Ishani.
Yeah.
Actually, I am getting an error while accessing the data set of SQL.
Yeah, everybody is. I'm going to sort it out today. Don't worry.
I think I am unable to use my local instance.
I know it
Getting-
has been the restriction
connect
of
to
access
database.
is there. Access restriction is there by Pratik. We are getting it sorted out.
But local instance also not opening for me.
Can you do me a favor? Can you drop an email at genpact@ivproschool.com with your so
It's-
nobody's checking the emails.
Yeah, it's not working because that local won't work. It's been like more than 2 weeks. After final assessment only, I can see that we are not able to log in that admin host name.
Yeah. That Pratik has blocked. That Pratik is blocked. I've got a confirmation for that. So we are trying to find a way out of it.
Yeah, but we can log in to local instance.
So basically, what I'm going to do is, I think some data cleaning has already happened on that data. So I'm going to download that data from his access and then send you via email or one way or the other, but send you the data today itself.
So Sanjeet, are you able to access the local instance?
Yeah,
The
I am.
But I am getting an error, cannot connect to database server.
Okay.
Let's do this thing, Arshad. Tomorrow after the class, I'll ask Chanchal to, come and help you out in that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that would be great, Ishan.
So I'll ask her at 3 p.m. that login and then
Yes.
she can help you out.
Yes, so that we can practice.
Yes, we'll do that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Shani.
Bye.
Wonderful
Shani.
session.
Bye-bye.
Power BI.
Thank you.
Thank
One
you,
more to
Shani.
go. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Ishani. Shekhar this
Yes.
side.
Yes, Shikhar.
Ishani, could you please help me in the Q&A chart type?
Say that again. Can you help me with?
Could you please help me with the Q&A chart type because it's not created in mine.
What are you trying?
Uh,
You want to
Shall I
share your screen? Yeah. What did you write? Did you write anything?
currently, I'm not able to put anything in this.
Are you connected to on? So did you type anything? What does it say? Ask a question, right?
Ishani, could you please wait for a while so that I can
Sure.
share my
Sure. Vinay, if you want to make me the host and leave and stop recording.